All right, so 2001 Viper RT10, if I could use this thing right. And bought this last August during the California hurricane. Bought it in Palm Springs. 10,800 miles, 10,700, something like that. And, checked out good compression at the dealer. Everything seemed reasonable. Previous owner did send me a record that it had been a valve when it had 10,000 miles, and kind of assumed that was fixed. Drove it back from Palm Springs, 300 miles back to Phoenix, and started making some noise, threw some lights, and it's got 11,000 miles now, and it bent the same exact exhaust valve. So there's something going on with it. I'm going to pull it apart, pull the engine out, probably drive the long block down to LA to get rebuilt, or maybe ship it off to Texas or Michigan. There's only a few shops that really work on these anymore. And parts are really hard to get, so it gets expensive quick. When I bought it, I was like, it's just a Dodge, whatever. It's got minivan window switches. Surely this will be a easy car to own. The Camaro, this is a project. This was supposed to be the nice car to just go on cruises and go get dinner and, take the top off, whatever. Good times, right? But, here we are, and it doesn't work. I drove it literally, I think, 10 times. No more than a dozen. And frickin' thing bends a valve and has no compression on cylinder 5, so we got to tear into it, see what's happening. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. But you never know. You never know until you get into it. I could not going to get a warranty on this from it bent the valve last time in 2016. So it had 10,000 miles in 2016. The previous owner drove it, about 800 miles over, 6 or 7 years. And I bought it, drove it all 300 miles back to Phoenix or whatever it was. Scooted it around town, went to jiu-jitsu once or twice. Well, once. And during that one time is when it just broke. So and I wasn't even really on it. It's funny because the previous owner advertised it as having like 550 horsepower, but all it has is a catback. So I asked him about it, and he's like, well, it's got the exhaust and did some other upgrades, chrome stuff, and it just feels fast. So this is the only car that makes horsepower because you feel like it. So I'm pretty blessed to have it. But anyways, gonna tear into it. See how it goes. Good news is it does kind of look cool just sitting there. It's doing a good job holding the concrete floor from flying away. So, but we gotta get this thing up and running because I really want to drive it. So here we go. All right, so this is something that Eddie, the Viper tech here in Phoenix, told me about that I didn't really notice when I was looking the car over. But I thought he did something about it, but he kind of left it for me as a surprise. So there's like bones of critters and all sorts of, seeds. So there was definitely like a squirrel living in this car. So, surprises never end. Just goes to show you got to do your due diligence on stuff. I did not. I did most of it. Apparently I didn't do enough. So, anyways, squirrel bones and, squirrel food. It's a great thing to have in a car. So here's the culprit. So it's hard to see, but this exhaust valve not seating in there. All the other ones are nice and clean and seated. This one is bent. Then we go over to the other half of the problem. You can see where that valve kissed the piston. A little beso, little kiss. And I mean, you can feel it in the metal. That thing dug in pretty good. So Eddie said that there wasn't a ton of metal in the oil, or no chunks at least, just maybe a little bit of glitter. So we'll see. Just wonder what's going on in the heads. So more to come. Let's get this engine out.